Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center, Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Monday, September 4th, and the moon is in Taurus. So yesterday, we had Venus, actually last night, and maybe even for some people early this morning, we had Venus station direct. So Venus is now sort of turned around, facing forward, and slowly moving forward. Venus is considered the lesser benefic. Jupiter is considered the greater benefic. Benefic just meaning planets that give us good things. Benefic, helpful, expansive, bring in good things into the life. And of course, Venus being retrograde in Leo has been challenging, but also requires us to really get down to the heart of the matter. Leo rules the heart. Venus rules love and relationship and values. And so Venus's retrograde motion helped us get in touch with the inner core of the self. The ego self is ultimately as successful as our ability to allow spirit for ego to be a pure vehicle of the soul or of spirit. And it's been a very spiritual journey. The feminine has been kind of in a war, and taking her place. And as she takes the place, as the feminine rises, the masculine part, the part that was had sort of, we'll say, more power, the power over dynamic, right? That starts to recede, but people don't like to give up their power, right? And so we have these struggles. Now, today, as Venus turns around and looks forward, Jupiter, the greater benefic, turns around to look back. Jupiter is in Taurus. In fact, Jupiter goes retrograde today, but not before. So it's kind of just sitting there, Jupiter is. Not before it makes a trine to Mercury, which is retrograde. So we have Jupiter stationed, trine Mercury retrograde, and then Jupiter goes retrograde. So what does that mean? Well, trines between Jupiter and Mercury do give us a flow of energy between the two sides of our brain. The more intuitive side, which is ruled by Jupiter, and the logical side, which is ruled by Mercury. And so this is in its way and this is actually the second of 3 trines that are happening. And so this is sort of the second act of how do we get our heads together? How do we get the flow between the intuitive and the logical, between the facts and the faith? And September generally is very much a looking within kind of month, because everything practically in the sky now, except for Venus, which is going to be moving forward, but very slowly. And Mars, and of course the Sun and the Moon, which never go retrograde, are the only planetary bodies in that forward motion. Now Mars being the fastest forward, because Venus is forward, but she's slow, and while Mercury does eventually on the 15th go direct, it also starts slow to move forward. But Mars in Libra is the planet that's moving forward and fastest. And Mars is about taking action, and Libra is about balance and justice and what's fair. And Libra is the law, and Libra is relationships. And while Mars isn't all that psyched about being in Libra, it's a very powerful Mars. I have a goddaughter who has Mars in Libra, last degree of Libra. And she has an amazing ability to take a group of people, bring them together, think of all the different things that are going to help to have this group of people, which may be very different from each other, have a common good time, or have a place to bring everybody to the table. There's something at the table that everybody can agree on, and she has a talent to do that. And that's kind of the energy of this Mars in Libra, showing our talent to bring things together, even if those things don't necessarily agree with each other. So, I think that as we move through September, I think that is the direction, the most efficacious direction that we can take. And today's another day in figuring all that out. Yeah. So Michael put this sedum, this sort of limey green sedum. We had it in the other, in our other place over there we had them over here. But they were taken over, and so he moved them to over here. So the sedum and the coleus here, and then the hens and chicks. And I think this could be millet. We're still thinking. I think whoever said it's millet was correct. Because I don't see corn yet, but you never know. It could be. I looked at my plant thing, and the top two were corn and millet. So it's still, the jury's still out on that, I think. But my husband seems to think it is, in fact, millet. So whoever said millet, bing, 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 I think you won the prize. All right. So that's what's going on, my fellow stargazers. It is Labor Day. Let's be thankful for the labor unions. They built the middle class. Let's support the labor unions as best we can, because we're not going to get anywhere without them. And have a great weekend. This is, this is the last hurrah of summer here in the U.S. Although there's plenty of summer still left. We don't get into fall until the 23rd of September. So we still have a good 20 days of summer, as it were. But here in New England, we can already, as soon as September rolls around, even if we have hot days, the nights start to cool down, and you can feel the fall coming. So, all right, have a great day, everyone. Take care. Be careful if you're on the roads, and love to you all. Namaste.